Let's go to Cologne. Today was a day to wander, fairly tired at this stage after all the nights out. I just wanted a coffee and a walk to explore, and the walk did not disappoint. I was not expecting the old town areas to be so pretty here. Granted, they did not seem as cute as some other European old town areas I had explored, but I still love walking these old cobble streets. You can take one of these lovely little mini trains to enjoy a sightseeing trip around the city. I regret not taking a bus tour or something like this, but I really didn't have the time, unfortunately. I took a wander off one of the main streets and discovered this beautiful little square with dining outside, so my advice is to explore, explore, explore. Next, we have to talk about how pretty this church is. Another of the 12 Romanesque churches of Cologne, this was my favourite. Even though the main cathedral is the most impressive in size, I love the design of this one more. It caught my eye from so many different angles while walking the city. I was so lucky with the weather too, such beautiful blue sky, it hardly rained at all. Just a minute from St. Martin's Church, you will find one of the most photographed spots in Cologne. This colourful square contains a fantastic mix of architecture from Gothic German style to the Romanesque church peeping out behind the square. Unfortunately, I was so impressed by the colourful buildings that I totally missed the church in my photos and video. This is one of the main market squares of Cologne. It was pretty quiet when I visited here during the daytime, but one of the restaurants we dined in was located here and it was quite lively at night time. This square holds a lot of events, such as a 2-week wine market each year, so keep an eye for anything interesting happening here when you visit. This is the corner of the square just by where we dined. It's a pretty colourful corner and it leads on to a nice small cobble street to wander the old town further. Along my walk over to Markt, I stopped off in this little square to see a popular bronze monument. These were puppet theatre characters from years prior in Cologne, and they've become legends in the area. The two characters have been used in many sketches, theatre, graphic design work throughout the years. It is said that if you rub the nose of Tünnes, you will have good luck. Next up was Markt. This square was not too busy when I visited. It has restaurants, cafes, bars, which I imagine can get quite lively in the evening, and during the summer it's probably really nice to sit out here too. This impressive monument and fountain are found in the centre of the square. Markt is the location of one of the several Christmas markets held in Cologne each year. Also, it's where you will find the City Hall, the oldest city hall in Germany. Make sure to walk around the back of it to see its beautiful architecture. Next, I headed just a few minutes walk from the Old Town area to see a couple of historic buildings located here. These ruins are of a medieval Romanesque church that was heavily damaged in World War II. Looking through the entrance, you can see this heart-wrenching monument of mourning parents. It dates back to the 11th century and is among the city's oldest Romanesque churches. This building along the same street is also a medieval building which was refurbished in 1997. It is of Gothic architecture style. Interestingly, it is now used as an event and concert space. Imagine attending conferences in such a historical space. Also, less than a 10-minute walk from the Old Town area, if you like visiting historic churches or architecture, you will find another pretty architectural church, which is one of the 12 Romanesque churches built in Cologne during this period. This church also has elements of Gothic architecture. I found it peaceful and quiet here in the gardens, which had beautiful Romanesque cloisters. However, it was a little tricky finding the entry door. Only a few minutes walk from the church you will find this Romanesque patrician house, which is one of the oldest buildings in Cologne and is a fantastic work of architecture. It was also damaged in World War II but has since been restored. I would only visit these last few buildings if you are very much interested in architecture or historical buildings, as there is not much else to do along these streets. However, they are only a few minutes walk from the Old Town. My German friend had recommended going out to the Belgian Quarter and I loved it out here. It is a trendy, more laid back area than the city centre, and it has a great choice of vintage stores, boutiques, galleries and a diverse selection of cafes and restaurants. Per my friend's advice, I started with brunch at Cafe Buur and it was absolutely amazing. If you don't believe me, just check out its reviews. I ordered the pancake and it arrived fresh in a saucepan with a chocolate syringe to add even more sweetness as I needed. It included melted Nutella, ice cream and strawberries. Also, the freshly squeezed ginger juice helped to wake me up for the day. Far too many hangovers on this trip. Next, I started to walk to a boutique close by, which was another recommendation from my German friend. It's a pity it was raining at this stage, as there were some really nice boutiques along here. They were not the typical high street stores. I would have liked to browse more, but I can't really complain as the weather had been lovely until this point. There were some really pretty pieces in here. It's a popular boutique, and one reason for this is that the owner is a hugely popular fashionista with a large online following. You can check her Instagram page out here. Before leaving this area, I was delighted to discover this store just around the corner from the boutique. Anyone interested in design or interiors should definitely check it out if they are in the area. I'm so glad I decided to wander down this street. I wanted to take pictures of everything in here for inspiration. I especially love their cards and their prints for sale. Again, you will see it gets almost perfect online reviews, so definitely try check it out. Finally, I had time to catch up with my friend and her adorable dog Buddy. As I hadn't been to a German beer house, my friend was adamant we visit one. We first stopped off here where we had some good pub food and I finally enjoyed a local Cologne beer. We then headed back towards the cathedral and found this large beer hall just opposite it. The interior was so much nicer than I expected. It had a beautiful stained glass ceiling overhead and a large open floor with long tables and a relaxed atmosphere. And of course, some more good German beer before having to leave. Unfortunately, time to leave, but I was so tired I was looking forward to some rest at this stage. To say Cologne had not previously been up high on my places to visit, I was so pleasantly surprised by my trip. I really enjoyed it and I hope to return again either for its holiday markets or during the summer when I can wander the old town more and sit out in the squares drinking and eating. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. You can also check out vlog 1 of Cologne if you haven't yet already. Also, please subscribe and check out my Instagram and website. Hopefully see you soon. Bye!